Hey class, welcome to the Aspects and Exports week. I apologize. The Moodle, the way you see it, looks a lot different from the way I see it. So there's a few things that were hidden this week that I'm going to be making visible now. Sorry about that. Just a few resources that might make this project a little bit more useful. I know that it is Wednesday now, so if anybody needs more time for the Aspects and Exports project, please let me know. Also, disregard my washing machine. Poor time management skills had forced me to put a load in right before recording this video, so hence all the background noise. Anyway, I want to do a quick tutorial because we had some questions regarding changing the aspect ratios in the editing programs. So I'm going to show you how to do that very quickly. And then I'll show you an example of what I intend for you to accomplish this week. So I'm going to switch over to a screen capture mode, and I'm going to quickly open Premiere. So as you can see, we have a project open that is currently 16 by 9, and it's a 1080 aspect, 1080 resolution sequence. So you can see that it's 16 by 9 here, the traditional way that you're used to seeing. So if you want to change this to a portrait mode or a social media type post, you're going to come up to sequence settings. And when you open it up, you can see a few things. Oh, sorry, I apologize. It's a 720 project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new sequence. I'm going to go to File, New Sequence, and I'm going to choose a 1080 project file. You can see the frame size here, 1920 by 1080. Click OK. So again, we're in our standard widescreen. So I'm going to change our sequence settings. I'm going to come up sequence settings, and where you see frame size 1920 by 1080, you can see the 16 by 9 aspect ratio right here. I'm just going to swap these two numbers. 1080, if I click off, you'll see now it's a 1:1 aspect ratio. And I'm going to make this 1920 and click off. You can see 9 by 16. That's our new aspect ratio. If I click OK, you can see the project change to what you're more used to seeing in social media, which is a portrait mode. So other editing platforms that you're using, even if you're using a mobile editing platform like CapCut, will have a super easy way to change your project settings so that your aspect ratio will fit. So I'm going to come down to Wondershare. Right when you create a new project, up here you have the option to select 9 by 16 or standard widescreen. But if you've already started your widescreen version, again, you're going to create 2 videos this week, and you edit your entire video and export it. What you can do is go and change the sequence settings down here, change project aspect ratio. You can change that after you've done all your editing and choose a 9 by 16 and click OK. And you'll see the project file change. It's not completely evident with no images on the timeline, but once you add content, let's see, I'll add some stock media so we can see it a little bit better. There we go. Now you can see the portrait mode. So let's see what happens if I change the aspect ratio after this has been added. Back to widescreen, click OK, and you can see that this asset was already in a widescreen format, so it fills the whole screen. So when you're editing, again, and you export your project and you change your aspect ratio to get your new version out, you're going to have to go in and edit all of your content so that it fills the screen. So Again, we're gonna look again in WeVideo. So I'm gonna go over to WeVideo now. WeVideo is the same thing. You can see that your project file is in defaults to a widescreen. Aspect ratio is right here. You can edit your entire content and export it, and then you can change to 9:16, and look what happens. The video is filling the entire screen, but it's not exactly framed right. So as you're editing your project, make sure you edit all of your content so that it fills the screen. So we don't want the black bars. We want to fill the screen. So maybe changing the position is what we need to do. We can do that very easily in WeVideo. So now when we're looking at the content, we see, nice tiger. Use keyframes if you have to. Keyframe the positioning so we can go back. Position. Animation. Scale and position. The start position will be here. And the end position. Let's get our end position with a nice shot of the tiger. So we can go in and let's play that again. Now with our keyframes going, we keep the tiger in frame the whole time. Great. Okay, again, you are editing 2 videos with the same content. Now, if you want to film yourself twice, that might be beneficial. So, coming back to, there we go. So again, I'm filming myself. This is widescreen. But if I wanted to put this in a 16:9 video, it's going to cut out all this extra stuff around me. So keep framing in mind while you're shooting your content, and keep framing in mind when you're picking the assets you're going to be including, because they all need to be in frame. I don't want to see anything cut off when we go on the social media. You need to export these properly also. Remember, the resolution is not going to change. You're only changing the aspect ratio. Very, very important. You can send out a 1080 resolution video in portrait mode. You're just going to have to adjust it to fit the frame correctly. So be sure you're doing all those things. Please email me if you have any questions, and I'll show you an example of what I expect to see from you this week in terms of the aspect and exports project. And again, if you need more time for this project, because a lot of the stuff on Moodle remained hidden for a portion of this week, let us know. There will be no penalty whatsoever, but please email us if you're going to submit the project later than Sunday. And enjoy!